What up, everybody? What up? What up? Welcome to another flight. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. Welcome to another flight. This is Phoenix Black Knight. I will be your captain for today's flight and your host for today's stream. Appreciate you guys coming and joining. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, you guys. Like I said, happy Wednesday. Got another flight planned out. Looks like we are on the West Coast this time. West Side. We're in Salt Lake City, Utah, everybody. Going into Phoenix, Arizona. Wasn't a bad bid to get this flight. We are flying Delta, if you see there. So Delta, Salt Lake City Airport, you guys. Go ahead. This is a free default version. This is not the payware version that came out on the computers yet. I don't know when that's going to come out for Xbox, but this is just the default version of Salt Lake City Airport. For you guys, let's look at it right there real quick. All right, let's take it back inside the plane. Let's get our flight briefing going so you guys know what's going on here. Let me get it pulled up. Okay, as you guys know, we are Delta today. We're Delta 321. You guys remember the last flight? We hit those two air pocket bubbles. I wasn't in the right mindset. No excuses. We should. Anyway, we're gonna do a lot better this flight. Promise. We're gonna do a lot better on the landing. So this is what we got going on. So let's get into the flight briefing. We have Delta 2166. That's our call sign today. It's Delta 2166. We are in Salt Lake City, Utah, taking off to Phoenix, Arizona. Aircraft is 321. It is April 26, 2023. Our takeoff time is 16:12. Departure time, they estimate us to be there in Phoenix about 17:48 is what they estimate us to be there in. The air time they gave us is 1 hour and 8 minutes is what they gave us total to fly. The block time they gave us to finish the flight, you guys, is 1 hour and 36 minutes. So we'll see if we can beat 1 hour and 8 minutes in the Phoenix. Let's see where we rank there when we put our stopwatch on. So we'll remember 1 hour and 8 minutes. Cruising altitude today is going to be 35,000 feet. It's what we already got pre-planned for the flights that we're already flying out of Salt Lake City. So 35,000 feet, we're going to go 494 nautical miles. Wind right now is 349 over 39 knots. Let's see. Going down, passengers on board. We got 200 passengers on board, you guys. So we do got a lot of people on board. Bulk fuel we're going to need for this is going to be 7,402 kilograms. And the payload we have on here is 20,866 kilograms. In Salt Lake City, when we go to take off, we'll be taking off on runway 34 left. And when we come down, touchdown, wheels down in Phoenix, Arizona, we're going to be on runway 26. Phoenix right now, the weather in Phoenix when we get there is going to be 90 degrees and clear skies. Right now in Salt Lake City is 64 degrees and clear skies. So, big difference going down to the desert, Valley of the Sun. But that is it. That's the flight briefing, guys. We have been briefed. You guys have been briefed. So let's go ahead and jump inside the middle of the plane. Let's get this plane ready for passengers. So let's slide over here to the middle. Let's turn our co-pilot off for now because we don't need him right now. Perfect. Let's stand up. Let's get the external power going. Let's just make sure the plane booted up. Yes, it did. Front displays, everything is on. All right, so let's go ahead and get our ATC on. Let's get our ground power unit connected to the plane. Get Salt Lake City Ground Services. There's a GPU. Let's go ahead and get that connected to the plane. Let's open up our APU bleed. Let's go ahead and turn on APU master. We don't need to start on right now. Nav lights. Let's turn our nav lights on. Let's go ahead and turn our wing lights on. Let's go ahead and leave those going on for now. Let's hit our seatbelt sign. Let's might as well hit that now. Hit that now. Let's illuminate the right up here on the top. Let's just bring that up. All right, let's go back to the captain view. Let's go ahead and do catering services. Let's show you what that looks like. Catering trucks right there. Alright, let's go ahead and get the jetway connected. Let's jump back into the captain's seat. And we're on gate A21, you guys. That's the gate this Delta Real Flight World pulled out of the Salt Lake was A21, so we're sitting at A21. Alright, let's go ahead and get our baggage services going. There's the loader. Looks like catering services is getting ready to get on the plane. Jetway's connected. Perfect. Let's jump back inside the plane real quick and let's get it set up the way we like it, you guys. So now that we've figured out the floodlights, we don't need to do anything here. But I do want to do our middle console. Not that one, this one. Let's go ahead and turn that up. Let's turn that brightness up. And then let's go ahead and here and get our flight display on. Our information map, let's leave it on ARC. Nautical range, we're going to go ahead and leave that at 10. We do have a sharp turn, you guys. If you come down here and look at our flight plan, this is what they took off. We do have a sharp turn coming up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 210 on that. And we're going to stay flaps 1. Alright, so let's come up here and zoom in so you guys can see it. So let's go ahead and stay on. I'll put this on 210 knots. Like I said, we'll leave it on flaps 1 until we get that turn. Alright, there's 210. As always, we'll climb at 1,500 feet per minute. And we'll go ahead and turn the brightnesses up on this front display right here. This highlights these out rings and these numbers. Alright, let's jump back into the captain's seat. Let's go outside the plane. Catering services are done. We'll go ahead and wait for baggage services to keep wrapping up. At this point, we can go ahead and turn on our co-pilot so we can get our clearance into Phoenix first. We'll get that here in a little bit. Baggage services looks like they are wrapping up, so now let's jump back into the captain's seat, slide back to the middle. Let's get the APU started up. Let's hit the APU. APU is on. Let's go outside so you can hear it start. You guys, you see that loaders go right underneath us? That was crazy. Baggage crew's done. Cargo door's shut. Jump back in. APU is available. So let's go ahead and slide the camera back a little bit and slide it over here. Let's go ahead and get our battery 1 and battery 2 on. Let's go ahead and get our fuel pumps on. Let's go ahead and get our GPU. Let's get that disconnected from the plane. Let's go ahead and hit our external power. Let's turn that off. We're running off the plane battery now. Back to the captain's seat. Let's get the view up a little bit. About right, Larry. Let's go ahead and hit back and get our co-pilot to get our communications, get our clearance to Phoenix. So he'll go ahead and take care of that right now. We're going to find out what our takeoff is going to be right now. ATC is going to give us that. Looks like they want us up at 16,000 feet. 16 entered. Alright, let's get our camera back up. Yeah, perfect. Alright, let's pan around the plane. Everything looks good. Alright, let's jump back inside. Got that set, got that FF box, MF box. Let's go ahead and hit that on flight plan. See if I can do it from this far away. There we go. Yeah, co-captain's just finishing up with the tower. Then we can request our jetway to be disconnected. There it is. He's finished, so let's go ahead and get our ground services back on. And then let's go ahead and get our jetway disconnected. If you want to see it, there it goes. I didn't tell you guys the time of this flight. I think I told you. It's 4:15 p.m. And Salt Lake City time is when this flight really took off. So we put the time to match that. So it's 4:15 Salt Lake City time on this flight. So let's go ahead and request pushback after we got that out of the way. Let's turn this off. We don't need this anymore until landing. Alright, here comes pushback. Let's go ahead and get our engine mode. Right now it's on normal. Let's go ahead and turn it to the start position. As soon as we get connection and start pushing back, we'll go ahead and start engine 2. Go out here so you can hear the engines pull up and see them. We'll go about right there. You can see the engines when we pull them up. Pushback is connected. Let's release the parking brake. Let's go ahead and start engine 2. Sound of the 321 starting up. I wish we got that in the Neo. It was perfect. Pushback is stopped. Parking brake activated. Let's wait for engine 2 to become available. We'll go ahead and start engine 1. Just got our clearance to taxi. So let's go ahead and check our flaps. Engine 1's at 11%. Flaps go down. Free brakes, let's bring those down. There we go. Free brakes up and on. Flaps are moving down. Perfect. Let's go ahead and move flaps all the way up and then take them down 1 for taxi. Free brakes, let's bring those all the way up and arm those. Bring that, pull that up. Engine mode, let's put it back in the normal position. We're going to taxi out, so we're going to get our taxi brakes on to keep us at speed. We're going to go ahead and turn off the APU bleed off. Let's turn off the APU master. Taxi light comes on. Runway light comes on. Passenger seatbelt sign is on. No smoking sign is on. Check and check. Engines are holding our check. We are good to taxi. Let's go, guys. Let's taxi it out. Let's give the plane some power. I'll show you guys. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Momentum. Let's go ahead and turn to the left. Whoa, loader, this one right underneath us. Got to turn that ground crew volume down. Vehicle, I think it's the vehicle density. Yeah, we got to turn that down. That's not even close to realistic. Here's the pushback. It is what it is. Well, it's too bad that's not our runway right there. That would be nice. Hey, there you, nice taxi. Push back, turn around, take off. Where do they want us to go? Oh, we're on the other side. Oh man, this is where this plane taxied. Ooh. Should have looked at the taxi time, huh? I didn't get that on the flight of what their taxi time was. Alright, let's zoom it outside so you can see the airport. Salt Lake City. Not too bad. Whew. Yeah, I was kind of scared that way. Not gonna happen. There we go. Yeah, like I said, they have a payware for this airport, you guys. It's only for the PC right now. Let's going here. It's only for computer. I don't know when they're gonna roll one out for Xbox, but if you didn't know that, yeah, you can get Salt Lake City purchase on your computer, the real airport. What it's supposed to look like when it's done, I do know it's still under construction. Turn here. Man, it looks like they got us in the middle of nowhere. Where are they taking us through this runway? Where is this 34? I don't know how accurate this live weather is. I'm pretty sure Utah has snow on the ground right now. This says there's no snow. I see they got it up in the mountains, but is there not snow? All this covered by snow, or am I out of it? Or is it just the top? And then the ground in Salt Lake. Does it really look like this right now? Or is there still a bunch of snow? Anybody confirm for me? Look at the windsock over there. It is definitely saying it's windy. I didn't get any wind on my any severe wind warnings or anything on the report, so Nothing else looking up weather. I see our stop short. There it is. I see it. Let's go fly, right? Let's go fly. Putting the engines to idle. We're going to slowly stop the plane and get this lined up. About right. Oh, look at that, you guys. Line it up. Right there. Parking brake activated. Get our stopwatch. 3012 on our altimeter. We just got cleared to take off. Alright, landing lights come off. Wing lights on. Strobe light on. Landing lights all the way to the on position. And then nose light goes to the takeoff position. Alright, that is set. Plane is set. 210 is set because we are going to make a turn out. So 210 flaps 1 is set. We have a stopwatch going. Alright, let's get it. Verified. Alright. A little bit of power. Releasing the parking brake. Let's make our call. Flight crew, prepare for takeoff. Turn off our taxi brake. Okay, plane's ready for takeoff. I'm ready for takeoff. You guys want to see the takeoff. See you on the other side. Going up alive, coming down the same way. Let's get it. Let's go. Look down low. Look to your right. Let's put that in flex mode. V120. Rotating. We have a positive climb, gears up. Let's go ahead and hit 210. Hit that. Alright, let's get on our flight plan. Here we go. Let's raise it, lower our nose. Let's turn the plane. Nice and easy. It's 15 degrees, there you go. You gotta bring the nose down just a little bit before we turn the autopilot. I want this a smooth transition to the autopilot. Right there. Autopilot hit. Look at that. Can't even tell we hit the autopilot. Perfect. 1500 miles. 15. I got too excited. Let's slow it down. 1500 feet per minute. 15,000. No. Alright. Let's do this. Speed brakes. Bring those down. Let's get those disarmed. Let's get our terrain. We activated a 1500 feet per minute climb. We're going 210. We got our flaps down at flaps 1 for this takeoff. We had a smooth transition into the autopilot. There was no jump, budge, or anything. We got that flight directory right on, activated the autopilot. Perfect, you guys. I've been working on that for a minute, and I'm glad that was a smooth transition right there. We're growing. Okay, we just made it around our turn. We are straight out from here on out. So we can go ahead and go flaps clean. And then we're going to go ahead and go up to 250. Okay, now that we're around that turn, let's release the crew. They can prepare for services. Move our camera up so we can see a little bit more than just the numbers. There we go. And the finished product of our takeoff. Beautiful takeoff, you guys. That was worth practicing. I do like that one. We're gonna save that video. We got to do that now consistently. More repetitions, consistently getting those smooth takeoffs. But like that. Coming up almost on 10,000 feet already. Salt Lake City Airport sits very high in altitude in Salt Lake City. So we're almost up at 10,000 feet now. So let's prepare the plane for about 10,000 feet flying. So let's go ahead and turn over landing lights. Let's go those off. Nose lights goes off. Strobe light comes off. Wing lights come off. Only lights on are our beacon lights and our nav lights. And now that we're above 10,000 feet, let's open the plane up and let's go. 335 miles per hour. 335 knots, excuse me. .335 knots. We're going to keep the climb restriction on just so we can gain speed. Once we gain the speed, we'll go ahead and turn the climb restriction off because we are above 10,000 feet, so we can go ahead and free climb. Alright, let's go up to 10,000 feet. Let's take our nautical range. Let's boost that out to 20 nautical miles. We just hit 335 knots. Let's go ahead and take off our restriction climbing and put that on the autopilot. Autopilot will adjust the climb and get us rolling. Autopilot 2 bothers me. Let's just do autopilot 1. ATC wants us up to 19,000 feet, so let's get 19,000 feet. 19,000 feet is entered. $18,300 100 feet, you guys, which means we don't need this altimeter to be on anymore, as in on pressure. We're going to go and put it on standard. We're going to put it on barrel. ATC wants us up 24,000 feet now. So let's go up to 24,000 feet. Just crossed 20,000 feet. Let's go ahead and turn our terrain off. He wants us up at 30,000 feet. Put 30,000 in there. We got 5 more thousand feet to go. Then we'll beat our cruise altitude of 35,000 feet. They got us up quick. We did jumps where takeoff was what? 14,000. They want us up at 14,000 feet on takeoff. And we went from 14,000 up to 17. And then from 17 to what was it, 24 or 20. Yeah, they wanted us up in thin air very quick. Cruising altitude, I'll go ahead and tell us what our ground speed is. I guess we can do it right now, but let's see what our ground speed is climbing up to 35,000 feet. Our ground speed right now is 498 miles per hour. So almost broke the 500 miles per hour, almost. Alright, let's put our camera back, bring it up just a little. Where should we like you guys? Let's back up a little bit. Yeah, that works. Let's keep it right there. Let's get up to 35,000 feet. Thirty-five thousand feet. Let's go ahead and get our fasten the seatbelt sign off. Let's go ahead and make the announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, you are free to move about the cabin. Alright, 35,000 feet, you guys. We gave it some time. Let's go ahead and do our 35,000 feet cruising altitude flight briefing, right? So, if you're just joining, if you just logged on, I appreciate you checking out the stream. I am Phoenix Black Knight. I'm your captain for today's flight and your host for today's stream. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. We're about ready to tell you our flight briefing, which we just did earlier in the flight. We like to do it at our cruising altitude here at this channel. So, get right into it. We are Delta, or Delta call sign is 2166. We just took out of Salt Lake City, going into the Phoenix, Arizona. The aircraft we are flying is a 321. We departed at 6:12, and they expect us down to about 17:48 hour time they gave us. Air time they gave us about 1 hour and 8 minutes. The block time they gave us to finish the flight is 1 hour and 36 minutes. Altitude is 35,000 feet, which we're apparently cruising at right now. We do have the fasten seatbelt signs up. Passengers are free to move about the cabin. Distance we're flying from Salt Lake City into Phoenix, we're 494 nautical miles. Winds right now 349 over 39 knots. Let's see what else we got. We do have 200 passengers on board. Bulk fuel we are using for this flight is 7,402 kilograms, and payload is 20,866 kilograms. When we took out of Salt Lake City, we took off of 34 left was the runway, and when we come down into Phoenix, they expect us to do wheels down on runway 26. And the weather in Phoenix right now, it's going to be 90 degrees and clear going into Phoenix, and when we left Salt Lake City, it was 64 degrees and clear as well. So there you go. There's the flight briefing, you guys. That is it. We had a beautiful takeoff. I don't know if you guys saw, but the takeoff, what we were trying to do, what we've been practicing, is that smooth transition from putting the autopilot on and making sure we were exactly on with our flight plan. Some flight plans are harder than others with turning this up, but we actually had a success today. We were able to activate the autopilot without any big jumps. Like when we activated the autopilot, the plane didn't jump on course or do any big bobs up or down. It just connected, and we just kept going straight. So we got to keep doing that. So just more practice and practice. So good milestone today. But that's it for me. I'm going to turn the mic off. If you want to interact, go ahead and put something in chat and I'll read it out loud, or go ahead and say something in chat you want in private, and I will get with it. Other than that, see you on the descent. since we're at cruising altitude, let's go ahead and see what our ground speed is. Now, I promise we'll do that. So let's see what our ground speed is. Ground speed, it says we are at 491 miles per hour right now. We do a plane tour, kill the silence a little bit. We can do that. Let's see if this plane allows us to do it. I think it does. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Flight crew. Hey. People. How'd you get a row to yourself? How's that even possible? How is that even possible? How do you two have a row to yourself? And you. Everybody's like perfectly spaced out. Anyway, there's the plane, you guys. Let's look around so you can see it from this angle. This is what it looks like. Alright, let's jump back up front. That was perfect timing. Right there, you can actually see the change in the terrain, can't you? From difference from Utah, the northern to Phoenix. Look at that. You got green, little densities, and then you come this way, and it just opens up. Oh. you guys saw that, but that was some turbulence right there. Just add a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that. If that keeps going up, we'll put the seatbelt sign back on. Gotta love Southern, right? Just the landscape changes. I just love how they got it on the game where the land, as soon as you get into southern Utah and then in southern Nevada, you know, as soon as you get into southern states, this how they nailed the change in dirt and everything. ATC wants us down to 24,000 feet, so let's get down to 24,000 feet. Let's enter that in. Let's come up here and hit the fasten the seatbelt sign back on. And then let's go ahead and make our call. Ladies and gentlemen, we started our descent into Phoenix, Arizona. I put the fasten the seatbelt sign back on. Flight crew, prepare for the descent. Coming up on 24,500 feet. I bet you our next descent, they're probably going to make us want to go down to 18 to 17,000. After this, we'll pull our speed back. If we go down there, we'll hit the altitude first, and then we'll go ahead and pull our speed back 250 or 240 knots, depending on where they drop us down after this. Alright, they want us down to 250 knots and 15,000 feet. Okay, so 250 knots entered, and let's hit 15,000 feet. 15,000. And let's just pull up our transcript. Since we don't have a co-pilot to read things back, we're going to go ahead and read it back to us ourselves and make sure we got that right. 15,000 feet, 250 knots. That is correct. That is a check. Coming up on 20,000 feet, let's get our train back on. Below 18,000 feet, let's get our altimeter, let's put it on 29.92. There we go. Albuquerque's probably going to tell us what it is right now. We are at 17,000 feet. We're still descending down to 15,000 feet, but we are holding at 250 knots. Albuquerque told us we need to be at 29.79. And we are up 16,000 feet, 1,000 feet away. We're down to 9,000 feet. When we hit 9,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and pull our speed back. Let's go down to 240, 230 until we get cleared to approach the airport, and then we'll put that on 210. We want us at 8.1, 29.81, 13,000 feet is still descending down to 9,000 feet. We are coming up on 11,000 feet. That means let's get the plane ready for flying under 10,000 feet. Which means let's go ahead and pull our speed back. We got it at 250, which is FAA legal. We can do that, but we're actually going to pull back to 210. But let's pull back. Yeah, we can pull it back now. Let's pull our speed back to 210. With 210, we're going to put our flaps to flaps 1. Then let's turn our lights on. Our landing lights got to come on. Strobe light comes on. And our nose lights come on. Don't forget the wing lights. .220 on the nose. Let's go flaps 1. Alright, tower 1 is down to 7,000 feet. I want our speed above 210, which we already hit. Nautical range off of 20. Let's get it within 10 since we are below 10,000 feet. Coming up in 7,000 feet. Holding at 210. We are flaps 1 again. Expect ILS runway. Let's turn the ILS on. It's activated. Plane's shaking a little bit. We got a little bit of turbulence coming into Phoenix. Let's see where our wind's pushing us at. Oh, we're landing with the wind. That's interesting. Wind's coming from our left to our right, and we're turning right to land. Okay. Here's the frequency. Picked up. Not ready for you yet. Oh man, we're shaky. Shaky coming in. Let's ring the bell twice for turbulence. Let the flight crew know. We've got some wind. Yeah, we are landing with the wind too. Huh. That is interesting. Usually you want to take off and land against the wind. I don't think our, with us flying with the wind, I don't think we should have that much turbulence. Once we get around this turn and this wind's going from our left to our right, that's why we're shaking so much. As soon as we straighten out, I think we're going to be just fine going in actually. They want us down at 6,000 feet. Lock on. Lock is on. They want us down to 5,000 feet. We turn our lock off and see if we can straighten up a little more. We are, according to our ILS, off to the left of the runway right now. Just wait for that to get a little more in the center and then we'll lock it in. We're 14 miles out from the runway. Alright, they want us down to 4,000. Drop our speed to 160. That's our approach speed. Flaps 2. Let's go flaps 3. Let's hit our approach. Let's line our camera up for landing.
2,500.
Check. Got our speed down to 160 knots. We are flaps full. Downtown Tempe. Glide slope is activated. Clear to land. Autopilot takes us from here on out. Runway lights come on. Well, we gotta drop our gears, of course. Speed brakes on. Gears down. Go outside, you guys can see them. Alright, come back up. Line our camera up one more time. Right there. Thousand feet. I'm gonna take over the plane. Plane is mine. But we got some winds, you guys. Oh, overspeed, man. We got that wind blowing us from the back. It's killing us. Ah. Alright, we got this.
500.
Check.
400. 300.
Check.
200.
Continue.
100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Recline.
Goes down. Reverser's going. That was an approach and a landing right there. That was a little shaky with that wind. Keep pushing us. No wind. Anyway, welcome down, Phoenix. $80 knots. Slow down the plane. Let's turn on our APU bleed, APU master, APU start. Alright, let's stop. Wing reverser stowed. Flight directory off, ILS off. Let's take this left. And let's get our clearance to our gate. We'll come to a stop anytime. There we go. Parking brake activated. ATC activated. Taxi's gate. Parking brake released. Clearance to taxi. Let's get our taxi brakes. And runway light comes off. Alright guys. What the? We're gonna go up here. That was interesting. Looks like we were still flying. Anyway, welcome down to Phoenix. Current weather, 90 degrees. Alright, let's go ahead and clean the flaps. Clean the flaps all the way up. 3 brakes, let's disarm them. Alright, this is us. We're good right here. We're on the center line. I don't know what you're talking about. And stop. Parking brake activated. Engine's idle. That's when the seatbelt sign comes off. Engine 1 comes off. Let's turn our lights off. Those lights. Landing lights. Strobe light. Wing lights. Beacon light stays on. Nav lights stay on. Engine 2 off. Let's see our time. Reset. I thought it would do that. Alright, ATC. Ground services. Let's get our jetway connected. Start the deboarding process. Ground power unit. Let's pan it that way. And let's do baggage services. And last but not least, the catering services to clean up. Alright. Turn our master alarm off because the cockpit door is open. Let's go over here. Let's turn our external power. Let's go ahead and turn that to on. Battery 1 and battery 2 come off, and our pumps come off. The engines are shut down. Alright everybody, that is it. Not a bad flight at all. A little bit of turbulence coming in. Like I said, we landed with the wind blowing with us, so that's why we weren't able to slow down to 140 knots like we wanted to. So we weren't able to flare the plane with the wind blowing with us. So, but we were able to keep it on the runway at least. That's a plus. And with that turbulence and everything, I feel that's a pretty decent landing. We'll have to practice more on landing with the wind blowing against us, because usually we're landing when blowing with us. Not with us, against us. So we gotta learn how to land with it and how to flare. I'll have to do some research on that. But other than that, that's it for me. I'm done streaming until Saturday morning. I won't see you guys again until Saturday morning when we get a little longer flight because it's the weekend. So enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you guys Saturday. Until then, I'm out. Later.